Hello everyone, and welcome to another TVP on Habitation Station against someone who won't talk to me. That's okay though, I don't mind. We're up against Superficial something. And our Protoss buddy here is in Diamond League. Not a Masters, but still okay. Still pretty good. And in the past couple of games, I've realized that we've gone up against Colossus most of the time. Either Colossus or something that leads to Colossus, but we've never really gotten a game where our Protoss opponent actually went for Templar play instead of Colossus, which this is what this game is going to be. And already, 3 minutes, our opponent is not scouting, which either means one base, gas, heavy all in, or he just doesn't care what we're going to do and going to do his own thing, and that's all there is to it. And we're going to scout him. Let's see what we scout. Gas, not even 150 mind, no second gas, good for us. No chrono boost, and cybernetics core just finishes. Cool, so pretty standard looking. And we even scout the nexus going up. So our opponent is going for pretty standard play. Nothing out of the ordinary in any way. I mean, maybe the nexus is a little bit early, but that's okay. And this is something that I didn't know until I played this game, and then once I played, I knew. But, the mothership here can actually arrive at your base at the time where we would push out. And this is something that's map specific. It doesn't happen on any other map. If this ever happens to you, take your Marines and push, because your opponent won't have the photon overcharge. And this is really good for us. But what I tried to do instead, and I fail miserably, is that I try to snipe the mothership core. That way I have a pretty big advantage. But no decent Protoss player will let you snipe his mothership core. So instead, as I said before, if this happens to you, just take your guys, go, and take about 5 or 6 SCVs. I think the number is 5, and then just repair the SCV that's getting targeted. And what will happen is that the SCV will actually out-repair the DPS that the mothership core can do. So you won't actually lose anything. It looks like our opponent loses one stalker, and that's it, and Scouts is coming. He'll be in time for a photon overcharge, and we'll deny our push. And this is very unfortunate because we don't get anything done. We don't get scouting information, we don't get any pros, we don't get any army, except maybe for the one stalker, but yeah. And because of that, we're kind of behind in harvesters. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we have 2 orbitals, we're going to have our 3rd orbital, and 3 orbitals is 13.5 mules, so plus 13.5. Once that's done, we're not going to be too far behind. We're more or less even, that's okay. And what's our opponent doing behind this? Okay, so he's going Blink, early 2-base Blink. And this is something that I've noticed about Blink play, whether it's 1-base or 2-base. Until Blink is done, all the resources is invested in Twilight Council and the Blink research itself, and then the gateways are going to be delayed, so how do you get guys out to defend against pushing? Well, you kind of can't. And the Mothership Core doesn't have enough energy. And since our opponent pushed us out, but didn't kill any Marines, we're pushing with way more Marines than we would normally have. So my push here is even stronger than what it usually is. And because our opponent can't really warp at anything, he's going to take the probes off the line and try to deal with us that way. But in the end, he loses a lot of probes. It evens up. And our opponent's 99 energy, finally 100 energy. But unfortunately for him, he does lose the Mothership Core. It does get sniped. I mean, our opponent isn't a master player, but it is unfortunate nevertheless for him. Not for us, for him. And when all is said and done, our worker tabs is pretty even, which means I'm ahead because I do have mules. 13.5 workers, remember guys? And he's going to try and push. Blink is almost done. And from here on out, because I know that I sniped the Mothership Core, I know he can't just walk right across or blink into the main, which you can't hear anyway, because he has to pretty much power through since he doesn't have vision from the Mothership Core. He has to remake it, and it takes a while for it to get anywhere. And over here, what he did is he actually revealed blink. He just poked up, blinked back. And this is very important because if you're going for a blink play, you can't, well, you can, but you don't just reveal blink with a couple of stalkers. You get like 8 or 12 stalkers and then you try to take it by force. People who reveal blink normally means that they're faking the blink. Production. So back here, we see Templar Archive with Storm and double ups researching. And this is really important. Oh, this was, he's going to try and scout just to see what we're going to do. If our opponent had gone a full blink scale assault, just the one bunker would have been enough, because we do have kind of marauder heavy force. And with concussive shell already done by the time he walked off, he walked up, sorry, it would have been hard for him to do anything. And once stim is done, well, he can't really put any more pressure. And I'm pretty sure he didn't scout this because the stalkers just barely missed it on the watchtower. So here we scout, and then we push, and guess what we scout? Yes, Templars. So we do focus fire down the first Templar, which is awesome. I'm not sure if he has Storm, but he's not using it, so I'm guessing he does not. I just get out of there just because Photon Overcharge is activated. We're not really sure when Storm is going to finish. Then from here, a decent reply. Well, if you scout Storm, you pretty much have to throw down your... Oh, what is it called? Come on, your Ghost. Come on. What is it called? Ghost Academy. There you go. I can't believe I forgot the name. Whoops. Right, so the moment you scout Templar, you pretty much have to throw down the Ghost Academy, because Templars aren't like Colossus. You can't just go one Colossus into two and then be still okay. When Ghosts come, they pretty much pile up. It looks like it's going to expand. Going to go for a really fast +2/+2, and he is actually going to go for Dark Shrine. Now, in this case, normally I would go for Ghost Academy. Feel free to delay the starport. What I usually do is, instead of getting for +1 weapons, I would delay the +1 in favor of Ghosts. In this game, however, well, I would suggest you do that. But I don't usually get Ghosts, just because if there's anything about me that I'm good at, it's my bio control. I'm pretty good at walking in and out of storms with minimal losses. I mean, I'm not demuslim or anything, but I wouldn't encourage going for a style without Ghost like what I'm doing, unless you have a lot, and I mean a lot of experience, because it is so easy to just have one storm hit the center of your army, and then from there you lose because you can't catch up. And it's a very treacherous position that you never want to have to deal with. Anyway, behind this, our opponent is going for... Oh, I missed the harass. Oh. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Oh, I thought I missed the harass by the Dark Shrine because I saw him warping in the Dark Shrine earlier. And in the mid game especially, I love going up against Dark Templars, because the mid game is the point where our opponent does not have the gas required to do whatever he wants. So if you scout Dark Templars, it usually means that he doesn't have the gas for Dark Shrine, and then the amount of Dark Templars that he created, and then on top of that go for Colossus, because that's gas intensive. And the reason I'm happy is because since he's going for Dark Templars, he can't really have Colossus up. So here we're going to put some pressure, and in the base there, over here he tries to do something, but in the hold position, let the charge lots lead the way, and he's not paying attention, and this is where things get a little bit hairy for him. Remember, I'm pretty good at dodging storms. He shouldn't have lost those zealots like he did. He lost like a good 12, 15 zealots, and this is pretty much one of the ways I got back into the game, where I was never out, but this is where I take a huge lead, especially in supply. You can tell is that he should never have lost the zealots like that. And since we're not going for ghosts, we actually have a lot of income left, and that's enough income for us to get a massive amount of bio forces up. So I don't recommend this style, but if you're able to pull it off, like Maru is, like I'm not Maru, but I only wish I was Maru. But if you're able to get it, or omit storms, not storms, my god, omit ghosts, there you go. If you're able to omit ghosts, your bio army will look very scary. And you're only able to omit ghosts until your opponent has Colossi, which is why I'm not getting anything here, because he's just not playing like he should be. The moment your opponent gets Colossi, you can't really dodge both storms and Colossi. It just doesn't work. And here he lands one good storm, misses this one, misses that one. So yeah, storm dodging for me. And splitting your army is a really good way of dealing with storms. Another good way is to just drop a decent storm here. whiffs this one. Yeah, so as you can see, the game is not me dodging the storm so much as it is him missing the storms. And because of that, I don't care what anyone says, it takes a good amount of skill to land proper storms. Even though people may say Protoss is overpowered. Good storm control is something that's available only to good Protoss players. And over here, we kind of got his rest of the army, so no army left, so he's forced to throw down Photon Overcharge. We could continue and try to snipe the Nexus, but I favor just retreating. And anyone who doesn't know this, a good way of dealing with Templars, as long as there's no Colossus on the field, is to just have massive medevacs, because as long as you don't stim, your Marines will not die to a storm. I'll extend that a little bit later. So, good positioning for me. Zealots can't get any surface area. Very good for me. I'm going to try and focus fire down the Nexus. And in the end, I do get it. Very good for me. He loses a couple probes. He loses a lot. He does have a fourth here, but it's still a little bit too much damage. And he has 3-3 just completing. My 3-3 is on the way, but that's a lot of damage. He does get a really good storm here. I did not pay attention. And that one was whiffed. That's unfortunate for him. Alright. So from here on out... finally has Colossus. So from here you would have to switch to Viking as well as Ghost, just because you can't handle it. Not with just pure bio anyway. Tier 3 from Protoss is really strong, and you have to adapt your playstyle. Right, so from here he realizes that it's a bit too much and he can't really continue from here. Once again, I will say that this is extremely risky to do this. The only reason I did this, well, I usually do this anyway, but the only reason you would do this is if you scout someone not going for Colossi, because one good storm can obliterate your army, and even if he's not going for Colossi, I'd still recommend getting Ghosts, because they're so good against Templar, and they're good against Protoss in general. And I suppose, for those of you who want to learn how to use this style, the secret is to get a pretty high medevac count, therefore you can survive, your Marines can survive a single storm, just because the initial storm does 20 damage and 20 damage per second, so first storm does 20 damage, then the medevacs heal 10 HP per second, so 20 minus 10, 10, so you have 20 damage plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, so 50 damage, so as long as you don't stim, as long as you're not trigger happy with your finger, you should be able to outlast the storms. But even with that, it's still a little bit dangerous. So anyways, I hope you guys learned a couple of things, and I hope you had fun. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye for now.